Why do INFJs appear so unhappy? Have you ever looked at an INFJ and wondered why they sometimes seem like they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders? INFJs, the rarest personality type in the MBTI, are often seen as deeply empathetic and insightful, but also as individuals who exude an air of melancholy. Why is that? Today, we're uncovering the key reasons why INFJs might appear so unhappy, even when they're not. This isn't about labeling INFJs as unhappy people, but rather about understanding the unique traits that shape their experiences and emotions. Whether you're an INFJ or someone who loves one, this video will provide insights, examples, and actionable advice to navigate these challenges. They carry the weight of others' emotions. INFJs absorb the emotions of people around them, often feeling the pain or stress of others as if it were their own. An INFJ might feel exhausted after comforting a friend going through a breakup, not because of their own experiences, but because they've taken on the friend's emotional burden. This stems from their auxiliary cognitive function, extroverted feeling, FE, which makes them highly empathetic but can lead to emotional overload. 2. A struggle with perfectionism. INFJs have impossibly high standards for themselves and often feel like they fall short. While completing a work project, an INFJ might redo the same section multiple times, feeling it's never quite good enough, even when it's excellent by others' standards. Their introverted intuition, and judging nature drive them toward idealistic visions, making imperfection feel like failure. 3. Feeling misunderstood. As deep thinkers, INFJs often feel like their perspectives are too complex or abstract for others to truly grasp. An INFJ might share a meaningful insight with friends, only to be met with blank stares or superficial comments, leaving them feeling isolated. Their unique way of processing the world often sets them apart, leading to feelings of loneliness even in a crowd. 4. Overthinking and overanalyzing. INFJs replay conversations, decisions, and situations in their minds, often second-guessing themselves. After a social interaction, they might spend hours wondering if they said something wrong or misinterpreted someone's tone. This tendency is tied to their introverted thinking, TI, which seeks to analyze and make sense of every detail. Their need for deep connections. INFJs crave meaningful relationships, but often find themselves surrounded by shallow or superficial interactions. At a party, an INFJ might feel alienated while others enjoy small talk, longing for a deep conversation about life or philosophy instead. Their FE prioritizes harmony and connection, but they struggle when relationships lack depth. 6. Balancing introversion and extroversion. As introverts, INFJs need time alone to recharge, but their FE makes them crave connection, creating an internal conflict. After a fulfilling day with friends, an INFJ might feel drained and guilty for needing solitude. This duality can make them appear conflicted or unhappy when they're simply managing their energy, their desire to help others at their own expense. INFJs often put others' needs above their own, leading to burnout and neglect of self-care. They might volunteer to help a colleague with a project, even when they're already overwhelmed with their own tasks. Their FE prioritizes the well-being of others, but without boundaries, this can lead to emotional exhaustion. And high sensitivity to criticism. INFJs take criticism personally, even when it's constructive, and often dwell on it for long periods. A simple comment like, "You could improve this," might leave them doubting their abilities for days. Their perfectionism and sensitivity make them more vulnerable to perceived judgment. Difficulty letting go of the past. INFJs often replay past events, especially painful ones, and struggle to move on. They might hold on to guilt from a misunderstanding years ago, even if the other person has long forgotten about it. Their NE seeks to understand and find meaning in experiences, but this can trap them in cycles of rumination. 10. Feeling overwhelmed by the world's problems. INFJs are deeply affected by social issues, often feeling powerless to create the change they envision. Watching news about global crises can leave an INFJ feeling hopeless or deeply saddened. Their idealism and empathy make them highly attuned to suffering, but they may struggle to focus on what they can realistically impact. 11. Struggling with vulnerability. While INFJs crave deep connections, they often hesitate to open up, fearing judgment or rejection. They might listen to a friend's struggles without sharing their own, creating an imbalance in the relationship. And their introverted nature and fear of being misunderstood can make vulnerability feel risky. And when battling self-doubt, INFJs often question their abilities and worth, even when they're highly capable. Despite receiving praise at work, they might wonder if they're truly qualified or deserving. Their T can overanalyze situations, leading to imposter syndrome and a lack of self-confidence. And 13. Being overwhelmed by their inner world. INFJs have a rich inner life, filled with ideas, emotions, and visions, which can sometimes feel overwhelming. They might spend hours lost in thought, imagining future possibilities or analyzing past events to the point of neglecting practical tasks. Their need dominates their cognitive process, creating a constant flow of thoughts and ideas that can be both inspiring and exhausting. 14. The pressure of living up to their potential. INFJs often feel a deep sense of purpose, but struggle with the pressure to achieve it. They might feel torn between pursuing their dream career and meeting societal expectations, leaving them feeling unfulfilled. Their knee pushes them toward big-picture goals, but their fei and tai can create internal conflict about how to achieve them. INFJs may appear unhappy because of their unique combination of traits: empathy, idealism, perfectionism, and introspection. But these same traits also make them insightful, compassionate, and deeply impactful individuals. If you're an INFJ, remember that your challenges are also your strengths. By understanding and embracing your nature, you can turn these struggles into sources of empowerment. Did this resonate with you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into personality and psychology. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.